Hi everyone, this is Ms. DeLu. This video is to help you understand the rubrics and how you'll be assessed for Unit 1. The goals for this video are 1. You'll understand how you will be assessed. 2. You'll self-assess based on the rubrics. And 3. You'll make any revisions and edits necessary based on the rubric criterion to improve your summative before turning it in. Let's review some terminology. Mastery checks are practice for the summative. So you are encouraged to not only practice, but to review and revise, and you can you can turn it in again to try to get a higher score because it's practice. Summative assessments are the final grade for the unit. Once this is turned in, you will not have an opportunity to revise it for a higher score. This is where you show your teachers what you know. So you are not going to get help from your teachers during the summative. And you will not be able to redo it and try to get a higher score. So just remember that. And as we go through the rubrics, it's important to remember that what the term criterion means. Criterion means the standard for which you'll be graded. Okay, let's look at the rubrics. We have 3 different criterion. Criterion A is analyzing. Criterion B is organizing. And criterion D is using language. For this unit, we've been practicing the skills to help you be successful in all 3 of the criterion. Now, for IB, you'll see along the side you have a scale of 7, 8 in this first box, which would be the highest, 5, 6, and then it goes down 3, 4, 1, 2, and 0 means you basically did not turn this in. And then down below, you'll see that this is the tasks and definitions. So the definitions can help you understand some of the words in the descriptors of the different levels of assessment. For instance, the word sufficient, you can find that one, the word sufficiently on 5, 6, and you can get the definition down there. I won't be reading each of the boxes to you, but just know that this first criterion, A, for analyzing, means to justify opinions and ideas using examples, explanations, and terminology. And if you want to get the highest score, you have to give a detailed justification. So if you're not sure what that means, you can scroll down here under tasks and definitions, and it says both the issue and solution are supported by elaboration, examples and/or explanations that are supporting your ideas. Now, you may have gotten an 8 on the mastery check, but when your teacher is assessing you on the entire letter, you may not earn an 8 if it's not extremely detailed. So if you feel like you can add more detail to explain your ideas, then you should do that when you're revising and editing it before you turn it in. Okay, so the second criterion is organizing, which for this strand, it's organize opinions and ideas in a logical manner. So again, you have the highest level here is effectively organizes, and it goes down, and you come down here and you can find under tasks and definitions, you can see what your teacher is going to assess you on. So the introduction includes a clear claim, the transition and linking words are used appropriately, letter paragraphs are clearly separated either by a space or indent, and include an introduction, first body paragraph about the city community issue, and the second body paragraph about the city community solution, and a conclusion. So they need to be in that order. Each body paragraph begins with a topic sentence connected to the claim. The font style is Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman. The font size is 12, and that's how you should be checking to see if you have all of that. The last criterion is using language, and the focus will be use correct grammar and syntax and punctuation. And what your teachers will specifically be looking at when we're grading you, we're looking that you capitalize correctly, so that those are those capitalization lessons you've been doing this quarter. Include correct end marks, spell correctly, and if you see one of those squiggly lines, use your Google Grammar tools to make the corrections. You'll notice down here there's a student self-assessment. I want you to decide what kind of score you think you should have, and you'll put it in here. One for analyzing, one for organizing, and one for using language. When your teachers give you your final grade, you'll see that you might have, let's say you have a 6 here, and a 7 here, and a 5 here. Then your teacher will take an average for your final grade on this unit. So let's just review the goals of this video. Hopefully by now you understand how you will be assessed. You'll self-assess based on the rubrics, and you'll make any revision and edits necessary based on the rubric criterion to improve your summative before turning it in. Good luck!